everybody. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with two remarkable people who have made a significant impact in the world of fiber arts. Diane, Joyce, and Joey of Elevation Yarn Company join us today to share their inspiring journey and shed light on the vibrant tapestry of creative and community building that defines their business. Elevation Yarn represents the power of passion, dedication, and inclusivity in the world of fiber arts. Founded by Diane and Joey, this dynamic enterprise has not only provided hand-dyed yarns and quality project bags, but has also become a space for comprehensive fiber education. Their mission to elevate individuals' fiber inspirations while promoting a sense of belonging has resonated deeply within our community. Today, we'll delve into Diane's personal connection to the fiber arts and Joey's driving force behind Elevation Yarn Company and the transformative impact their business has had on countless people. Join us as we explore the colorful world of yarn, creativity, and community with Diane and Joey. Welcome today. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here and telling us about your exciting company. Can you kind of give us an overview of what Elevation Yarn Company is all about and how it came to be?
Sure. Well, thank you for having us. We really appreciate you reaching out and wanting to know more about our business.
Sure. My pleasure.
Well, let's start with how we came about. Joey and I used to work together. I mean, we still work together.
Yes, you still do.
And we just kind of started talking about our passion for fiber and like what we would like in our own store and how we would want to connect with people and kind of what creating and making meant to us. And we just found that we connected on that level. We have a lot of the same aesthetics and values. So that's kind of how it came to be. And we were just at a place where we could do that.
That's awesome. That's great. So how do you feel the community has embraced your company?
I feel very welcomed by the community.
Right.
Yeah, like everyone's been really supportive. There's not a yarn store really in this area.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, they love, being able to come and get basic supplies here. And they've been we want to keep things small and local or very high quality. Most of the yarns that I would say all of them, except for maybe one or two yarns that we carry are very small companies. And then we carry local dyers, hand dyers. And we've even brought some local artists in to show their pottery or things like that. So we want to support all the makers in our community and try to find makers that are adjacent or complementary to our products to come in and help them with their business.
That's awesome. What a great thing. Hey, now, could you share some of your key achievements since you've been in business?
for technically a year, right?
Technically a year, yeah.
Yeah, we opened the store 6 months ago, but we've been in business for about a year. We helped host our Maker's Life convention that was in Denver in July. We did their meet and greet night here. We met a lot of great people. We got further into the community, and that's a nationwide, actually it's a worldwide, right? Mm-hmm. It's a worldwide organization. So we met people from all over and we were able to connect with them. And I would say just I always think my biggest accomplishment is just when somebody wants to learn something and they do, and kind of opening that up for them, seeing the excitement on their face. And even if it's not a beginner knitter, but it's someone who's just knit the same thing for 3 or 4 years, and then they're too afraid to try something new, but then they try it and they get it. And it's just that connection and excitement. They're like, oh, okay, now I can do the next hard thing. And just giving everyone a safe and comfortable space to be able to foster their own creativity.
That's awesome. So if I'm understanding correctly, people can come into your shop and actually, if they're stumped on a project, they don't know where they're at, or they want just to get some more community, maybe just some encouragement on what they're doing, you will help them with their projects?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, it's one of our favorite things to do, especially like picking out a new project, because then we get to we don't have a whole lot of time being business owners to peruse patterns, but we have a customer. We're like, okay, now we can help see what's out there. Yeah.
That's kind of like me. I like to go through houses, but if I have to do it by myself, it's not near as fun as if I have customers with me,
Yeah.
So I get that. I can relate to that. So if you had to say one of your biggest challenges, what would you say that has been?
Biggest challenge. So
Let me see what Joey says.
at least for me, it's visibility. So since we're in a business park, it's not a very traditional setting for a yarn shop. So it is a little difficult for people to find us. Our doors on the side of the building and different things like that. But we're trying to just combat it, have our way we can, put signs up at the end of the parking lot, things like that.
Well, we all have those. We all have those issues, marketing and those kind of things. And that's part of why I wanted to bring some local artisans that maybe our customers or the people that we live with here in this community don't even know exist. And hopefully, this helps get the word out for you guys. Now, I wanted to talk about your classes because I thought that this was super great because be perfectly honest here. In the past, I learned by my grandmother, but I'm telling you, if I had to do a project, I'm not sure I could get all the way through it because it's been years and years. So I was wondering, could you tell us a little bit about your projects and what you're doing or classes?
So for like our group classes, so I'm currently doing a cardigan class, and it's there's like I like introducing one or two different techniques for somebody to kind of just gradually elevate them, in their creativity process. But it's really fun just listening to different backgrounds of people converse with one another, and it's just a whole different light in the room that I get to see because normally we're just doing business stuff and whatnot, but when we have a good group of people in, it's really heartwarming, and that's all I have for that.
Okay, Diane, tell us about your classes.
Well, I have a sock class coming up that I'm really excited about, but I think we were talking about our beginner classes, so I'd love to talk about that because we find that beginner classes are better done one-on-one or maybe two-on-one. Like we have people like a dad and a child have come in and a mom and her, niece, a mom and her niece. That doesn't make any sense, but like,
a mom and her daughter or an aunt and her niece. We got this.
But we find out like the smaller is better. So what we do is we have people come in for an hour and we teach them the basics, give them some notes, and then let them go home and practice for about a week. And then they come back in and we do a follow-up class where we answer all their questions. Because sometimes people walk out and forget everything or they forget one thing. And, the follow-up class just helps them go, okay, no, I can do this. Like, I don't have to give it up because I forgot this. And then we teach them things like a little bit more advanced so they can finish a project like binding off and tucking in your ends and things like that. So that's the way we like to do beginner classes. And we can actually do, like, I have a customer who took a beginner class and she's like, now I want to learn how to do a shawl. So she just bought 2 more classes and we're going to do the same thing, like start the shawl and then she's going to come in a couple of weeks later and finish it.
That is awesome. That is great. I love the personal touch that you are giving this. And I'm excited to hear that you have children also in your classes because I think this is a great wintertime activity that kids can do. When they're driving their moms up the wall, I've had 4, so I can say that. When they're driving you up the wall, this would be a great way to say, hey, here, instead of just watching the TV, and soaking that up, here, do something creative. And I think that's a great offering that you guys do.
It's really good for kids too because it works on their fine motor skills and it gives them an outlet for stress and things like that. I have a child who's on the autism spectrum and he's very smart, but he's very stressed out, and things like knitting and crochet help them focus. And
Wow.
we even have med students come in for that reason, because it helps them focus and relax.
That is awesome. I love, see, I'm learning some new things. And here I gave it up and I'm full of stress. I should get back into it again.
Absolutely.
Oh, so as somebody deeply involved in various fiber art techniques, could you share an example of a particularly unique or challenging project you worked on or guided others through?
I started a sweater for my husband. He's Irish, and it's their Irish family pattern. And I have never done so many cables in my life. Like, I was joking with Joey. I was like, I need like a merit badge or a plaque or something that says like cabling expert, because I had to learn how to fix all of them. There's all different Irish patterns for families. But his family obviously had a lot of time on their hands because they're very intricate and just so many cables. Yeah. It's actually sitting next to me, like it just needs to be sewn together, but
wow. Well, see, you know what? I think that gives us a picture into you. I mean, because we all struggle, right? We all struggle with things, but it's good. I mean, what a great gift for your husband. That sounds awesome. All right. Joey, this one's going to be for you. I want you to give me a heartwarming experience that you've had with a customer or a student that truly encapsulates the spirit of Elevation Yarn Company.
Honestly, in my brioche classes, it's a little bit more of an advanced knitting technique. So there's always, the concept of learning something new, but then there's always at the same time, learning how to fix your own mistakes. So usually what happens is, a student learns it and then comes back and with all the mistakes and everything, and I'll just sit there and talk to them and work on it and fix it for them and hand it back to them. But it's really lovely after them coming back again and again and again, not giving up. And then the next time they come in, they show me that they fixed their own mistakes.
Oh.
And it's just it's just so heartwarming that's like that was the whole purpose, elevating their creativity.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I knew you had a story back in there. I knew you did, Joey. How about you, Diane? Do you have a great story about a customer that you've helped?
I mean, I have so many. I'm just like, not which one. I think I love when kids get it. Like we were talking about kids. Sometimes I think they come in drugged by their parents and they're not really sure. Or even if like, I'm a mom too. So like sometimes your kid will say, oh, I want to learn cooking or something, and then you take them and they really didn't want to learn it or are really resistant or maybe even just nervous, right? But when the kids get it, it's such a sense of accomplishment for them. We had a little girl in here who we just did 2 classes, but now she's making things for her family and friends, and she's making Christmas things for all of her family, and she just was really quiet and nervous when she came in, and it just was nice to watch her open up. I think that's one of the things that making together does, because you have a common point of, where you can start a conversation or something, and it just kind of opens you up more.
For kids, do you think that crocheting or knitting is easiest?
I want to say they want to do crochet more because it is popular now with all the amigurumi and the crocheted vests you see in the stores and the crocheted tops. So I would say crochet is more popular. And it's really just hard to say which one is easier. It depends on the kid, like the person. Like for me, I think knitting is easier, but I know a lot of people think crochet is easier. And I learned to crochet first, so it's not necessarily the one you learn first. It's just the way your body works, I think.
What advice would you give to individuals who are just starting their journey in the world of fiber arts, let's call that, based on your extensive experience? Tell me about that.
Relax.
Is
no one's gonna get hurt. It's sticks and yarn. It's no one's gonna get hurt. You can undo it. You'll learn. Like the more relaxed you are, the faster you'll go, and the better your tension will be. And just don't take it so seriously when you first start, because
Mhm.
you can undo it and you can redo it and you're learning, and that's part of the process.
I know that in my own experience, um, I have a problem with being really tight or really loose. And I can't seem to find that middle spot somewhere. So I think that's my stress level. But that's my problem. Um, I'm definitely going to have to come in and get some relaxation tips from you guys. Let's have a bit of fun, and I end all my interviews this way. So you guys, both of you have to participate, okay? And you have to answer the question, all right? Because I give it to everybody, so you have to do it. If you could knit or crochet with any historical figure, living or deceased, who would it be and why?
So I should preface this by saying I have a graduate degree in literature.
Okay.
So I think Virginia Woolf.
Okay. Now tell us why.
I love her take on femininity of her time period and women's work, and would just love to see how, because I know she knitted, I would love to see how that fit into her world, and if she did it to relax or just to make clothes because that's how you made them then, or I would love to see how she felt it fit into her daily life.
Okay. All right, Joey. You've waited all this time. Give us a good one. This is supposed to be fun, Joey.
So we're very into musicals. All of our yarn bases are named after female leads and whatnot.
Okay.
So I would probably want to sit down for an afternoon with Barbara Streisand. I'm very sick, I guess. But she's just so magical and just so awe-inspiring, and just her acting, her career as a whole. Beautiful.
So it's all about getting to know people and inviting them into your world. And it sounds like you guys have got some great ideas here. Well, I just want to reiterate that this is Joey and Dianne from Elevation Yarn Company. They're here in Kincarroll, and if you have any time or aspiration of wanting to do this, these are the people to come and go see. Thank you both for coming on, and I appreciate you, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.